Along with your kit supplies, you'll need to grab a bowl of water, paper towel, and maybe some extra brushes. First, lay out all your pieces and go ahead and figure out how you're going to assemble it. The walls are going to need to go on the inside of the front and back. You'll want to pat those sides level in case it's wobbling around. And then you're going to have to score and slip. And since these are a little stiffer cookies, you're going to want to put water on both sides, then scrape them. Then you're going to want to add some more water. Wherever there is a joint where two pieces of clay meet, you have to score and slip it. Notice how I'm scoring on the inside of the front door and on the end of the wall, so that my wall will stick on the inside of the house as opposed to sticking on the outside of it. I can't just lay the walls next to each other. I really have to press and wiggle those scored lines together. If I press hard enough, I'll have some of the water come on the inside joint. That is a good thing. I want to see that water squeeze on the inside, and I can use that watered down clay, which is called slip, to help smooth that joint. Go ahead and take your paintbrush, dip it in water, and rub it back and forth on the joint until that attachment line starts to disappear and it becomes one piece of clay. Now that you've done that, you can take your finger and smooth that line until it completely disappears. You can even use the back of your fingernail to grab more of that clay to smooth it into the line. Now take the back door and you're going to do the exact same thing by scoring and slipping that joint together on the side wall. Don't forget to use the wet paintbrush to smooth that inside joint and the outside, and make sure that line disappears. We are now ready to add the other side to the inside of our house. If it doesn't fit perfectly, you can pat it on the ends to adjust the size. Now we have to glue our joints. Go ahead and slip the ends, slip the inside of the front and back door, then you're going to have to score it, and then you'll have to wet it again. Right now I can see my attachment joints, so I'm going to have to smooth those to make that line disappear. I can use my finger or the back of my fingernail as well as a wet paintbrush. I really want to make sure that those ends stick together. Now for the roof. Go ahead and position it so you'll see what it's going to look like, and make sure you have the scallops going in the right direction. And you guessed it, we'll have to slip it, score it, and then slip it again. Since I scored 3 sides of my house, I'll have to score 3 sides of this rectangle piece of roof. Press the roof against the joints of the house and then use a wet paintbrush to smooth the lines. After you smooth the outside joints, you can then work on smoothing the inside joints. Now to put on the last piece of our gingerbread house. You'll do this the same way that you did the other side of the roof. This time we have 4 sides to score, so we'll score 4 sides of the rectangle piece of roof. Be sure to smooth that joint where the two roof ends meet. You'll also need to smooth the inside of the joints where the roof meets. Since it is a completed house, it'll be easier to hold and flip upside down to do this. Give it a good pat on a level surface so that it doesn't rock around after fired. You can use a wet paintbrush to do last-minute touch-ups or smooth where imperfections are. Once you are done, you can go ahead and wash your hands, get your glaze kit, and get a clean bowl of water. You can use the glaze just like icing to decorate. Just be sure not to add water because you don't want it to be runny. These are special glazes made of glass, so once they're fired, they're going to turn shiny. I'll go ahead and speed this up so you can get some design ideas. You can use the end of your paintbrush to make dots of white glaze that'll look like snow. Once you are done, go ahead and close up your glazes and save them for another project, or we'll recycle anything at Broadway Clay. You'll also want to get a Kroger bag and cover up your project because they transport best when they're moist. We can't wait to see your gingerbread house, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see what's coming up next.